Have you ever heard something so wild you couldn't help but wonder if you should believe it at all? Today we're unpacking Take It with a Pinch of Salt, an expression that tells us to hold a small measure of skepticism about what we hear or read. Imagine a world where every rumor was taken at face value. Our lives would be a whirlwind of misinformation. So why do we need that tiny pinch of salt? It's because life is full of exaggerations, half-truths, and perspectives that sometimes need a dose of healthy doubt. Now let's break it down. Take it with a pinch of salt isn't about seasoning your food, even though that's where the imagery comes from. Instead, it means to view a piece of information with caution, to question its authenticity and context before accepting it fully. Now, picture yourself scrolling through social media and encountering an unbelievable claim. Instead of jumping in with full conviction, you mentally add a pinch of salt, a reminder to check other sources or simply keep an open mind. This expression, rooted in ancient times when salt was a precious commodity, has evolved to become a metaphor for balancing belief and skepticism. When I first heard this phrase, I remember a conversation with a friend who had read an article claiming an ordinary household item could cure a mysterious ailment. Instead of panicking and investing in every fad, I suggested we take it with a pinch of salt, to remain open yet cautious. It's a practical approach in a world that bombards us with both truth and hyperbole. Whether we're listening to the latest gossip or evaluating an important piece of news, a little salt reminds us to temper our reaction and seek clarity. This idea resonates beyond just personal anecdotes. Think about the scientific method. Researchers gather data, test hypotheses, and always question initial results. That critical process is a sophisticated, professional version of taking things with a pinch of salt. It's also evident in our daily decisions. For instance, when planning a vacation based on travel blogs, a discerning traveler knows that opinions vary widely. One blogger might rave about a hidden gem, while another might caution about pitfalls. By keeping that mental pinch of salt handy, we can appreciate different perspectives without getting swept away by any single narrative. There's beauty in embracing a balanced view. It's not about cynicism or dismissiveness, but about openness to the full spectrum of possibilities. It's like savoring a meal. A pinch of salt can elevate flavors, while too much can ruin the dish. In our conversations, relationships, and even in the news we consume, maintaining that equilibrium allows us to engage with the world in a way that's both curious and critical. Now, consider how this principle can apply in our personal lives. Have you ever been caught in the middle of an argument or rumor where emotions ran high and facts were murky? When we choose to step back and add a pinch of salt, we create space for reflection. It encourages us to ask questions like, is there another side to the story? Or what might I be missing? This small adjustment in perspective can lead to richer conversations and a more thoughtful engagement with life. In essence, this expression is a call to cultivate mindfulness. It nudges us to filter the noise and find our own truths amid conflicting accounts. And while we may not always have the luxury of knowing every detail, a well-placed pinch of salt can keep our minds open and our judgments fair. It's an invitation to explore the depth of language and the nuance of our daily interactions. Now, as we wrap up today's exploration of Take It with a Pinch of Salt, I invite you to reflect on a time when a bit of skepticism led you to a more informed decision. What was the story? And how did your cautious approach change the outcome? Now, share your experiences in the comments or on our website. Your story might just inspire someone else to embrace a balanced view. And remember, my friends, if you enjoy these shorts from English Plus Podcast, you will love our longer format episodes on our main podcast. So check out our latest episode on EnglishPlusPodcast.com. That's everything for today. Thank you for listening. I'll see you next time.